Kira here with another Happy Mail Monday. I know I said I was going to do a face-to-face and I'm going to have exciting news, and I just never got around to doing a face-to-face. Kind of because I do have exciting news, and the news is that I'm moving. We're moving across the country to San Antonio, Texas, and we're really excited about it. It's been a long time coming, and I'll probably talk more about it in my Project Life video, so I'm not going to talk too much about it here. But the reason I haven't done a face-to-face is because we don't have a date yet of when we're supposed to move. So my husband works for the post office. They have to quote unquote release him. And we just don't know when he's going to be released and when we're going to be starting down there, when he's going to be starting down there. So we don't know when we're going to be moving. So I will be going on a little bit of a hiatus from YouTube while we move and while we get set up down there. But again, I just don't know when it's going to be. So I'm going to keep producing videos, hopefully have some lined up so I won't be gone for too long. But that is my exciting news. And if you follow me on Instagram, I did post it on there. But yeah, we're pretty excited about it. So anyways, back to my mail. So this week, I've been making a couple of these. This is actually the third one I've made, but it's my first process video on them. So this is like it's a Flipbook / loaded bag. So what I did was I started with a 12 by 12 piece of paper. I scored it at 4 inches and 8 inches, flipped it, and then scored it at 6 inches. Then I folded it up on all the score lines, and then I taped together, adhered together, and you can use any kind of adhesive you want for this, but I use my ATG. You adhere together 2/3 of the paper. So then one of your the 1/3 of the paper is going to be basically your bag. So hopefully that made sense. It didn't make sense when I was listening to myself say it, but hopefully you guys understood by watching it what I mean. And then all I'm doing here is I'm making a little pocket, and I measured this at 3 inches and 5 inches, and then I score at 1/2 inch on 3 sides of it, and then kind of trim the corners of that. And that's just going to be adhered right on the front. So it'll basically be like a loaded bag. If you haven't seen how I made a loaded bag previously, I will link below one of my loaded bag process videos. So yeah, I'm just adhering that there. And then that basically finishes off the bones of my loaded bag flip book. And now I'm just getting down to decorating. So the paper pad I'm using here is Dear Lizzie Documentary, I believe is the paper pad. I've had it in my stash for a while. I got it. It was like one of the hot buy paper pads at Michael's, and I really haven't used it that much. I've used a couple of the papers because I really liked a couple of the papers, and I don't love a lot of the other papers. Like now that I'm trying to use more of my stash, which was one of my New Year's resolutions was to use more of my stash. So I kind of went through it and I was like, well, I should use this because I've had it a long time. Well, I've had it like 6 months, but I've had it a while and I haven't really used much of it. So I decided to use it. And when I was going through the papers, I was like, this is probably why I haven't used it, because I don't love it. The thing I think I don't like about it is that there's like off-white and white, which kind of like, if you use the papers that have the white, it seems odd to use the papers that use the off-white, if that makes sense. I don't know, it kind of bugs me. But I fussy cut the flowers from one of the pieces of paper. Those little like word bubbles were on one of the papers. There was a paper that was like a bunch of circles. That's where that hello came from. And I just fussy cut around the circle and then punched out a bunch of the other circles. So there's like on the flowers, you see that I've put a circle there. That one says blah, 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 which I think is kind of cute. And then there's like these typewriters that's on a paper, and I just fussy cut those out. So most of my embellishing for this book, for this flip book, is actually just from the paper pad. I didn't use a whole lot of stuff from, like, I didn't use any ephemera from my stash, really. It's just all from that paper pad. Also, I believe I don't know if it's from this paper pad or a different one, but there's like labels, like a whole page of labels that I fussy cut out, and I used a couple of those too. But I just have those in my stash because I like to use them for my project life. And it might be from a different paper pad. I don't know where I get these things. Sorry guys. Anyways, so what I'm doing is I pretty much just decorate the pocket. I don't do a whole lot of decorating, like I put this flower there, but on the front, because I'm going to be stuffing that pocket full of stuff. So I don't feel like I need a whole lot of embellishing on that page. The second page of the book, I do just decorating, so there won't be any like pockets or anything there. And then on that third page, I do 2 little envelopes that I'll glue there, and I'll stick some goodies in. I decided I did not like the look of the washi, so I took that off, and then I was just going to put that down. But I was like, nope, that looks too plain still. So I just decided to use some of these. These are like little thought bubbles. They kind of look like clouds though. I don't know. But I just decided to glue some of those down as my background for this typewriter. And I just put a little tiny word sticker. It's just a Tim Holtz tiny word sticker. And I just put that on the typewriter. And it doesn't look like the typewriter is actually typing it out. I just thought it looked kind of cute with the word there on the typewriter. And I put a little like enamel shape. I have these enamel hearts, and I just put those on the typewriter. There's a heart on the typewriter, and so I just stuck one of the enamel dot hearts on that heart, if that made sense. Anyways, so here I am making my envelope. So I like to try and pick papers that aren't directional, because if you guys have ever seen me make an envelope before, if it is a directional print, I have a really hard time deciding which direction I want to fold it in. It's a problem with me. So it just makes sense for me to just do non-directional prints for my envelopes. So I use this hexagon paper and then this floral print paper. And I'm making envelopes. These are the gift card size, I believe. It's like the first envelope on the list. So I believe they're like 2 by 3.5, maybe. Don't quote me on that. Anyways, I made those, 2 of those, and those will just be adhered on, like I said, that last page of this flip book. I also, for these envelopes, I put little Velcro dots on them to close them and open them. Close them. Anyways, put those on there. And these I just get from the dollar store. They come in like a pack of, I don't know, like 16 or something. I've looked at like other craft stores for these Velcro dots, and they're crazy expensive, but you get like a ton of them at the dollar store. So every time that I go to the dollar store and they have them, I usually stock up on them, because sometimes they don't have the dots, they just have like the strips of Velcro, and I really like the convenience of the self-adhesive dot. So that's where I get those. I'm just going to put a little bit of embellishing on these envelopes. So I have another fussy cut flower. I use one of these circles. I think I choose one, the XO one. I just hear that on there. I think I fussy cut out another flower. Yep, there's another flower I fussy cut out. Then I'm just kind of layer behind there. And then I believe I pull out some tags that I mentioned before, that I don't know if they're from this collection or from another collection, but I don't know. Oh, and then for the bottom one, and I've done this on I've made 3 of these, like I said, and on every single one, I've just decided to write "for you" on the bottom envelope. I don't know why. You think get more creative as I went on, but I just get lazier as it goes and do the same thing on every single one. If you want to see the previous ones I've made, you can check out my Instagram. I've got, I've only posted one. I'll have to see if I have pictures for the other one because I sent it off. I know that the recipient posted pictures, and she is Bambi's mail, I think. She's here on YouTube as well, but we did a swap and I made her one. So I know she has pictures of the one I made her, but I will see if I can find some pictures and maybe post that on Instagram. That will be my task for today. Anyways, so I'm pretty much done with the decorating, so now I'm going to go ahead and stuff it. I always make an envelope for my letter, and that I believe I do as a 3x7 envelope, and then I put some Project Life cards in there for my pen pal. I'm pulling out ones from my newest Project Life core kit. It's like the Maggie Holmes Gather collection ones. I just thought the colors kind of looked nice with that. I also pulled out some of these Smashbook cards. I'm going to stuff those in there, and just like random goodies from my stash just to give to my pen pal, and some stickers. Go ahead and stick those in there. I have some little paper clips that I've made. That one has like a little tassel on it, and that's a little clothespin. Those came like that though. I did not make those. What else do I put in here? Oh, some tiny word stickers. I don't use the black ones a lot, so I tend to give those away. Some wood veneer things. They say like create and smile. And then I'm going to add some enamel dots, and that pretty much finishes off this Happy Mail. So this will be sent off to my pen pal, and if you guys have any questions about how I made this, leave them in the comments below, and check out my Instagram if you want to see more creations by me. I will leave my Instagram information below in the description box, and I will see you next week for Happy Mail Monday. Bye.